Hey everybody out there, welcome back to the channel. It's Chris here from JMNC Games, and today we are taking a look at the fun building game BARENPARK. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and the average game time is about 30 to 45 minutes. If you haven't already done so, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. We greatly do appreciate that, and it sure does help us grow. And if the video has helped you in any way and you'd like to support the channel directly, you can always visit the application Buy Me a Coffee. Now let's dive in and take a look at what's inside the box. There are 4 starting tiles, which have the names of different parks, the park area tiles, the green tiles, which are toilets, rivers, playgrounds, and food streets. The animal houses, panda, goby, polar, and koala. The animal enclosures, panda, goby, polar, and koala. The bear statues, and the achievement tiles for experienced players. We won't be going over this variant in this video, but if you'd like for me to do a video on this variant, you can let me know down in the comments. And finally, there is the supply board. To set up, take the supply board and place it in the center of the playing area. Each player should take 1 starting tile and choose which side they're going to play on. Take the other park tiles and shuffle them, and create 2 even piles and place them next to the supply board. Now we need to sort the green areas based on the number of players in the game. For the toilets, you need 10 tiles, regardless of the number of players. Place the tiles in their section on the supply board. The same is true for the playgrounds. For the food streets, 2-player game, 8 tiles. 3-player game, 12 tiles. And a 4-player game, 16 tiles. Place them in their section. You would do the same for the rivers. For the animal houses, you will see that each of them have a number on them. Depending on the number of players, you will need to select certain ones for play in the game. They would need to be stacked with the highest value on top and then numerically downwards. In a 2-player game, you will need the 2, 4, and 6 tiles for each house, and then placed into their respective area on the supply board. In a 3-player game, you will need the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 tiles, and in a 4-player game, you need all of the tiles. You do the same for all 4 types of houses. For the enclosures, you will use all of the tiles regardless of the number of players. Place each of these in their respective section on the supply board. Next, we'll need to set up the bear statues, which also depend on the number of players playing the game. When you place the statues, they go by the supply board and are placed numerically in order. In a 2-player game, you will need the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 tiles. For a 3-player game, you need the statues from 3 up to 14. And for a 4-player game, you will need all of the statues. Choose a player to go first. Play will go clockwise around the board. The starting player takes 1 toilet tile and places it just to the side of their park tiles. This is their personal supply area. The second player takes 1 of the playground tiles. The third player also takes a playground tile, and the 4th player would take a food street. Now we're ready to play. On a player's turn, there are 3 potential steps. The first step is to place a tile from your supply area onto your park tiles. If you have a tile that can be played, then it must be played. If you have multiple tiles in your supply area, you are only allowed to place 1 tile per turn. If you do not have a tile that can be played, you can pass. If this happens, you collect one toilet tile and your turn is over. When placing a tile onto the board, you must follow these rules. The first tile that you place must come in direct contact with the hole on the board, either horizontally or vertically. Every tile placed after the first tile will need to touch any previously played tile. Again, that must be horizontally or vertically. Tiles cannot overlap nor hang off of the park area. You may turn or rotate a tile in any way you wish in order to place it onto the board. Finally, no tile can be placed over the holes. These are reserved for the bear statues. Now, once your tile is placed, you will need to evaluate the icons your tile has covered to take the action of that icon. If you have covered more than one, then you will take both actions. If you have covered a wheelbarrow, then you will take one tile of your choice from the green section of the supply board. Whichever tile you select, you take and place into your personal supply area. If you have covered a cement truck, then you will take one tile of your choice from this section from the animal houses. Whichever tile you choose goes to your personal supply area. If you have covered one of the diggers, then you may choose any of the animal enclosure tiles to place into your personal supply area. If you cover a group of construction workers, this means you can collect one of the park area tiles to be added to your park. Whichever you choose, you place it next to your other park tile, either horizontally or vertically. However, it cannot be placed in front of the entrance like this. On your next turn, you can start building on this tile if you wish, so long as the tile is touching an already previously played tile. Keep in mind that you can only have up to 4 tiles in your park. After that, you do not take any more. Once you have played your tile and taken any action, that is the end of your turn and the next player goes. However, if during your turn you have completely filled in one of the park tiles, then you have a third step, and that is taking and placing a bear statue. You collect the highest available bear statue and place it over the hole on the completed section of your park. The game continues until one player is able to complete all 4 sections of their park. When this happens, it triggers the end of the game. All other players get one more turn, and then the game is over. Now the players score their total points by counting all of the bear statues, enclosures, and house values. The player who has the highest score is the winner of the game. If there is a tie, then the players who are tied count the values of the tiles in their personal supply that have not been played. Whoever has the highest is the winner. And if it's still a tie, then the players share the victory. And that's how you play BARENPARK. Thanks for joining us today. We sure hope you enjoyed our short explanation on BARENPARK. And if you got any questions, you can always drop those off in the comments below, and I'll try to answer those as quickly as I can. And while you're there, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. And now we know the basics, so let's play.